it's Ellen again. I'm here to answer another twin flame question. This time the question is, when you have found your twin flame, what do you do to strengthen that bond and to maintain it and never lose it? And that's a good question. You're always bonded to your twin flame on a soul level, so as far away from your soul as you get in all space and time, eventually you will find your way back because you're connected through etheric bonds. And so you'll never fully be completely apart. When you start to develop your intuition and your connection with your twin, you'll be able to really realize, you know, again, it comes back to that Book of the Dead and knowing your own soul and knowing within your own self, you know, where your patterns and your challenges and things have been, where you've hide from yourself and things like that. And eventually you'll have a pattern and you'll have a map of your soul that you develop together through the alchemical process. And in that alchemical process, you will learn how to be connected on every aspect of your soul. So your soul basically has a totem. It's designed like a totem. You have an inner child, an inner infant, you have an inner teenager, you know, the adult, the wise one, the animal spirit, and you have all these aspects of your soul. And on every aspect of your soul, you're connected with your twin at some space. And in there, you're going to start to realize that as you start to connect with each other, you go through quite a healing process in the alchemical journey, to where you're bringing forward in conscious awareness your connection on all of these levels and within your inner being and within the inner constellations of your soul. And as you learn to map your way around in the cosmos as well as in your inner being, you will you'll have mile markers that I would say, maybe that's the best way to describe it. You'll have mile markers where you remember that this is the spot that I tend to get lost, or this is the spot where I run away because I'm embarrassed about this aspect of myself, or whatever it is. And so eventually you will develop the alchemical merge of the masculine and feminine energy on all levels of your totem. And you may have several dark nights of the soul along the way. So part of this work is to really be able to travel the dimensions and never be lost from one another. And so you're probably going to get put through many levels of dark nights of the soul, where you come apart again and find your way back together, and then come apart and find your way back together. And in doing so, you become more and more memorized on a conscious level in the lowest dimension, which is this third dimension that we're in here. But on a conscious level, you're training your soul self to be able to navigate through the dimensions to find one another at all times. That's deep, isn't it? So this is a practice that you're going to go into once you merge with them. Don't push yourself, and don't try to think about this unless you're already there, because it's just going to confuse you. And so you're better off to just allow yourself to be guided. Your soul knows what it's doing and how to guide you. But as far as how to strengthen that bond and maintain it so you never lose it, you can lose it at any time that you violate love. So you never want to get too cocky about it. Your walk in love is a daily walk, and it's never something that you're going to be perfect at, and nor are they. So don't be chasing rainbows and trying to reach this end happy point. It's a lifestyle. It's a beingness. It's about living in the laws of love at all times, in the now moment, which is the ever now moment. Every moment is the now moment. And so you don't want to try to go chasing, you know, a pot of gold at the end of the tunnel, because there is no such thing. You only have now. And in every now you continue to evolve and expand. And in every now you live in the rules of love. And as you do this, you become a master of the universal laws. And yeah, so that's how. And the bond itself, it does get strengthened naturally the more that you realize and recognize the perfection of your design, male and female, and in wholeness. The more you really understand the way that you're made and how you're connected on every level, your bond will get developed and strengthened naturally if you have any kind of reverence for yourself and for soul and for love. And when you really realize how perfect your mate really is for you, you're never going to want to be apart from them. So it will be the motivation that you need to really stay true to your own soul, because they are your divine mate for a reason. And I'm not saying that it's all perfect and fun. There's a lot of growth spurts that can be painful, but it is the most divine connection that you could have possibly ever dreamt of. And so you won't have to worry about how to maintain it. You'll never want to let it go. And it's that wanting and it's that love and the feeling that you feel that gives you the strength to overcome horrendous things in this world, which is part of why the twin flames have been attacked on a soul level from the beginning of time, is that when we are connected to our true soul self and therefore our twin, we're invincible, truly. We can die, our body can get killed or anything like that, but we can never be torn apart. We're completely always connected. And so that is a very powerful place to be in your being. I can be in a jail cell and I will never be alone again. And the only time that you may be pulled apart again, which we call the separation stage, it's not that you ever come completely apart, but you might tear again in order for some other aspects of yourself that are still not purified to get healed further and deeper, to come back together in a more holy version. And so this is a process we do all the time, is contract and expand. And that's what love is, right? Like, it's contract, expand. So you're going to have many periods where you're going to go through that. But the more and more that you go through the ascension journey, you'll learn how to navigate this more naturally, with a memorized kind of pattern of how to find your way back. And sometimes you'll be challenged with even deeper lessons, and it's not always going to be easy. So the trick is in really, going back into the darkness again, and then digging up whatever other bones were buried under there and healing it again and bringing it to the forefront, and remembering how to find your way back through the constellations and through the dimensions to find your twin in the 5D. And so they're on the inside, but you also access them in the 5D. And what that means is that you're going to have to learn how to travel dimensions through your soul self. So it's definitely not a 3D experience per se, and that's why I would recommend to anybody that's going through this journey to be really always check with your own guidance after you're reading stuff, because there's a lot of different versions of what people think this journey is about, and there's a lot of people on different levels of it. So, but the truth is because it's a soul union, it is a soul union, meaning soul, then you really have to develop your soul. And so never lose sight of that in this journey. Otherwise you're probably likely with somebody that's a third dimensional partner. But anyway, yeah, you won't have any questions about what's going to keep you there. You're going to feel so much love, and you're going to remember and have such a soul remembrance. There won't be anything that really you're going to allow to stop you from being together once you have that memory of one another. It is a powerful thing, and it makes you remember that you literally agreed to come to this planet and find each other. And once you do, you're never going to want to let each other go. So, and how do you keep that in contact? You stay true to your soul, because they're your soul. So it's an amazing reality, and probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but it's not. It's real, and it's awesome. So anyway, hope that answers your questions. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to email me, contact me on Facebook. It's Ellen Redd with 2 Ds, REDD. I'm on Instagram. and Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but I am there. And if you like the videos, please like and subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified for the next one. Thanks. See you next time.